NANI?!
Hello my dear viewers and welcome to a new video. How is everyone doing? I hope that you all have spent a good week. And at last, you are all ready to squeeze the little bit of wins from Volibear before the upcoming patch. Finally, it has been decided. Riot will give us the Aphelios treatment and nerf Volibear back to where he was before the buffs. And if you are wondering why, well, it is because all of us who don't know how to do things discreetly. Would it kill you or me if we just played 2 or 3 games a day and just play normally? Instead of running people down, and most likely some of them work for Riot. I guess this is meant to happen due to the pent-up oppression many of League of Legends champions endure. You can't have a ladder and everyone is at the first step. To climb, you need someone to step on and keep him under for others to shine. And I think it is against Riot policy to have a champion that represent every grumpy, middle-aged man that is still playing the game after all these years as the embodiment of jungling. But to be fair, it is not just about win rate. Lately I couldn't play a game with Volibear because it is always banned. So the only good thing that we can get from this nerf is that only true Volibear mains and enjoyers will get to cherish those tiny movement speed boost and the spit of 10 cooldown reduction in their games for the price of crowd control vulnerability. For me, thanks to the buffs, a lot of players tested a lot of builds on Volibear, and we are going to take note and for future games experiment with even crazier builds. Hopefully. Now back to this awkward game. I did start with my regular invade, but the movement on the map indicates that something is not right. Well, not right in the sense of the enemy team or as if they are searching for me or even worse already in my blue side. Yes. You are right, the enemy is indeed roaming, and I managed to make the first mistake in the game before the 5 minutes mark. My mind is telling me that Ashe or anyone could have helped, but the real issue is that I can't blame bad players for my mistakes even if they are bad. That is why I'll hard swallow this slip and try to recover my early downfall. On the other hand, we now know who to rely on. Mid is NPC farmer and most likely plays Tristana mid to only get towers. Top is out of the equation, and whenever I don't have a Giga Chad top to shadow, I sense the game will be harder. And Ashe is a character with reduced mobility. Always ignore champions that can't roam with you. Hence, if I will try to make any aggressive play, I'll go with Sir Raken and hope for the best. I always forget that Akali damage is unjustified. The champion appearance gives the vibe that she kills with poison over time, and slowly until she executes you with her smoke and maneuvers, but in reality she just one-shots from the get-go. I guess Riot don't have the rule of what you see is what you get. I'll remember this death fake assassin and I'll pay it to you in full in due time. I don't know how to explain this, but once you die very early in the game, it is hard to stop dying. It seems as that first death engraves in your subconscious mind that whatever you do, you will stay behind might as well be very comfortable while you trade more deaths for more objectives, because if I didn't die that early in the game, I would have simply gave the Drake away since the first one in the game isn't worth dying for. Regarding the game at hand, why is this game so difficult? Well, for 2 main reasons. First, we don't have a good foundation since I am behind and top is swimming in his own blood, and second, our carries are not good. They are at best average. Against their composition where they don't have a tank at all, it is either do or die. The only scenario I see for us to win this game is to keep individual fights or skirmishes and avoid grouping at all cost. The only thing left for that to happen is for one good play to happen that will crystallize for my team what to do. Typing will do no good, and the only way to carry is to lead by example in this wretched game. The fact I messed up the early game might give false affirmations to the enemy that I am a bad jungler. Well, I'm definitely not the best, and currently I'm not even in my best form. And this type of fake zone comfort can be easily diluted once you start recovering by catching the enemy off guard. Graves' confidence is coming from the fact he got his first core item and armor boots. The perfect attack unit at this stage in the game. What he doesn't know is I won't even duel him. Well, at least not now. I forsake challenging him since Graves' player have this tendency to fight backward. The melee and range matchup always favors the ranged champion, and for me to meet up his challenge, I'll need at least my summoners up and 2 solid items to maul him down. Hard time and hard times indeed. It seems that Raken counters Pantheon's engage, and my bot lane kit does have potential to carry, but sadly I can't invest everything in one single lane at this stage of the game. Well, because 1 or 2 game decisions can tell a lot about a person, and Ashe can do great opening ultimates to catch people, but she can't hold her own. Hence, I'll be just accumulating a lot of gold in an immobile character that will get deleted in seconds from Akali and Graves. My real angle is to create for Tristana a split push option, since that champion is the Demolish rune with 2 legs and a gun, and second, she is very obnoxious. She can distance herself while having a lot of DPS and crowd control. So yeah, if I come to help bot is only to draw attention from my hidden carry. Regarding my own character, I'll also go for a dual DPS build. I'm not planning on grouping at all, and this will be a bloodbath game, so rest assured, if we manage to do any sort of comeback, a lot of heads will be rolling down. This was unexpected. I mean, the success of this was slim, but I had a feeling that Pantheon is on some sort of weed or cocaine, and whenever his ultimate is ready, He'll just go for someone on the side similar to what he did to Ashe earlier. I didn't go to help Ashe, of course, because I don't see her winning even if I go help her. Tristana, on the other hand, even if we fail, at least one of us will survive in my opinion. There's only a few selection of AD carries that I camp or help in this game. We have our lovely Vayne, Sir Kog'Maw, and Tristana. The rest must have their own pet or support or anything to survive for the early game, because most of the people that main these champions have the backbone for the late game, and they rarely win the early game. It means they are a good investment holder and can deliver when you rely on them, unlike the abomination of early game Migo face no brain. Well, I can call this a breather. We have managed to go from losing to barely, and this is good in my opinion looking back at the state we were in few minutes ago. And truth of the matter, we managed to reach this because Ashe is actively picking people out of their vision. A real great method to slowly catch up a losing game. But you can't surely carry with this unless Ashe is the support. And you can notice another funny thing. We didn't see Vladimir the whole game now that I think of it, but he is helping also by not asking for help. This is what I call an unstable state of equilibrium that will not last long. Me going back was a gamble and a leap of faith. I'll only die for my ultimate game plan. I staked everything that Tristana will win that duel, and look and behold. The fledgling that was struggling to hold his own against the fake assassin is taking head-on the shotgun abuser. There is nothing better than having a plan in mind and seeing it come to reality. All those side plays and skirmishes was intended to give this 2 inches of a champion the chance to split push. And now that this happened, we are winning on term of control over the game. And this is where decisive and hard decisions must be made to go from barely even to almost winning. Even though my team are bad or playing in a bad way, but as a group, we are slowly winning, and that is enough for me. Improvement in the midst of the game is often a nice thing to see rather than forfeiting or giving up before the mid-game. Regarding the build, I always consider Spectre's Cowl a completed item, and I might leave it like that depending on how each fight goes. Also, you can see that our build is a one-combo build. Well, after few fights, you'll notice that no one on the other team can be targeted for an extended fight. Either they are invisible or you are blinded. Hence, going Sundered Sky into Deadman's Plate, give a little bit of everything. Some damage, slow, and a lot of survivability to stay alive until the enemy use their gimmicks, or give yourself a chance for the allies to join the fight. And yes, I think Akali did 1193 damage to the Drake, and I ended up smiting. A totally unexpected moment in this game. Why, how, for what? I don't know how that champions works in details, but I am pretty sure that is freaking a lot of damage, and especially to Monster. The funny part is that if she did that damage to me, I'll be dead, and the Drake would have been theirs. But I guess even Akali players don't know their damage. They just learn the combo and voila, they reach Master or stay stick and piss low diamond. Well, a lesson to be learned, and I'll be adding Akali to the Hall of Fame with Cho'Gath and Nunu for the heavy dragons and Baron competition over the smite. We lost a Drake and ended up getting for it a Baron buff. I'll say a spiritual lifting moment to help the morale. I'm still in shock after seeing that Akali damage. I think I'll need to finish my spirit visage or she'll make a stew pot out of the bear. I am sure that even at this state these type of champions always gets buffs or adjustments, and rarely you see them get the triple nerf treatment. Where is the skill and where is the challenge? Akali is a broken champion, and with the buffs and 3 items, I am somewhat ahead of her. If we were in each other positions, I'll be dead years ago. And since he made around 3 misplays, he'll probably die. What a great way to address the game in terms of balancing. But nevertheless, this kill was satisfying after all. This was a payback for that early game death with her using the unfathomable amount of skill to kill me. You sorry excuse of an assassin, only shinobi I respect is Zed. At least that character lore and kit-wise is a masterpiece. Not this clunky ninja with confidence issue in lore and in-game design. Regarding Vayne, I never imagined myself winning against that champion. So this was an attempt to burn her summoners for the upcoming fight, nothing more. But for the enemy team, their morale and composure are collapsing. I assume that Pantheon wants to split push and deal with Tristana, and outmatch her with his map mobility to join distant fights. And the rest are not so happy about it since they also want to split push and don't want to deal with Mai in the front line. Hence, this is the perfect moment to seize for taking important objectives and put our first nail in the coffin. Mission accomplished. The enemy team became predictable, and our team knows what to do to win, except of course Vladimir that thinks this still a team fight game and dies whenever he gets a chance. The Baron seems like the right call, but I prefer if we can push and take the 3rd inhibitors. After that dragon fail earlier, I assume that with more items, Akali will do serious damage, and I won't be able to predict her damage the next time we are doing an objective. So either we kill her first or simply push and try to end the game. I seriously can't believe that he just walked up to me. Even Raken is confused on what just happened. With 3 dead, you might assume this is the right moment to do Baron. But Vayne is kind of a one-man army, even after taking her summoner spells. We need to prepare for her, or she will simply kill us one by one, slowly but surely. I learned from earlier that I don't have to win every fight to win this game, but at least I need to be around Tristana if she is around. Or assist Raken in picking stray targets for Waifu Ash to finish. Vladimir is just there for the show. Think of it as the mascot for this game that represents our team. He just need to walk around, dance, and do something funny for us to keep trying hard to win this game. It seems that someone is having a seizure experience while warding by himself in the Baron pit. This is what I call your typical zombie support behavior. Well, my friend, you will learn the hard way that if you see a sign about bears in the jungle, you either play dead or you don't show yourself at all in the first play. It seems that the last team fight managed to hurt the enemy morale at an even deeper level than expected. I even got Sterix Gauge to try and duel properly Pantheon once I get a chance. Sad life, the item is really good on average, but only as your 4th or 5th item. If you are taking this item for team fighting, you might get blasted before the item gets to activate. I find the benefit from this item when I need to win only if I manage to do an extra bite or two while dueling, or in late game skirmishes. Let's hope we get to buy it for another time and experiment more with this one combo build. After the last play, we managed to get the top guns of the enemy team, and at this stage of the games, it is hard to stop us while we have a lot of our resources up and running. And with that, my dear viewers, our time together have come to an end. Thank you for watching, and make sure to subscribe if you are new to channel. And as always, leave me a comment and drop a like button. Soon the new Skarner will be out, and I think the terrain concept is much more enjoyable than kidnapping 3 enemies with you. Let's see until we try the Scorpion and decide for ourselves. Until then, my friends, take care everyone, and peace.